Good morning. I'm Kate Davenport. I'm the director of the Green Business, Green Jobs program at EcoVentures International. And I first want to thank AEO for their leadership in wanting to green this conference. I got a call back in, I think, December or January that said, can you help us do this? And they probably didn't know what I was getting them into. But before I say anything, I think all of us have heard the word green. We've heard the word green jobs. And in our line of work, I think it's incredibly important for us to remember that we cannot create those green jobs without green businesses. That's who employ those people that are looking for green jobs. And in greening this conference, we have actually supported several local green micro-enterprises in the DC area. So I hope when you're eating your food, you realize that all of our food waste is going to be composted by a local food waste collector and taken to a local food waste composting facility. So none of that is going into the landfill. All of the paper in your books is printed on 100% recycled paper. 30% of that is post-consumer. And that whole printing job was done by a local minority-owned printer in the DC area. And I also want to thank the Hyatt in particular, and Olivia, who I think is maybe in the back somewhere, who has been incredibly helpful in working with us. Any of you who've tried to green a conference before know that working with the facility where you're having the conference is the key. And the Hyatt itself has done several things to go green. If you notice, none of you have water bottles on your table. Those are all actually glasses, so we're not creating plastic waste. At the conference, that's a result of actually the Hyatt's own initiative. The Hyatt itself has upgraded all of their lighting in the past year. And any of you who are staying at the hotel, you'll see a little sign in your room that says, please put this on your pillow if you don't want your sheets washed every day. That saves water. So think about that, actually. So there have been several things that we've done. More than anything else, I think we've introduced the Hyatt to becoming potential members of the Virginia Green Program, which is a coalition of both large and small hotels in the Virginia area that are trying to go green. So we've actually had a fairly large impact in a small amount of time. All of you on your program, on the back, there's a little quote here, and I'm going to read this to you because I want us all to pat ourselves on the back for being willing to embrace this paper-free conference except for your brochure. In years past, AEO has printed nearly 600 program books of 90 pages each. This equals 54,000 pieces of paper, a little over 1 ton of paper. By not printing program books, AEO and our conference attendees are saving approximately 6 trees, 30 million BTUs of energy, 22,219 gallons of water, and 1,909 pounds of solid waste going to the landfill. That's just us in this room. So if you get frustrated at any point that you don't have a big program book, just think about those 6 trees that we saved. And again, I think the other really big accomplishment, and again, I thank AEO's leadership for this, is that we will be composting all of the food waste from this conference. The Hyatt already recycles all of their plastic and paper. They weren't composting their food waste, so we're hoping that this conference actually gets them to compost their food waste on a long-term basis. But just to give you a sense, about 63.5% of our solid municipal waste stream is compostable material. Most of that goes to a landfill instead of going into a composting facility where it can be turned into an added value product. When it goes into a landfill, it produces methane gas, which is 21 times more potent than carbon dioxide. We produce 31 million tons of recoverable waste per year that goes into a landfill. 31 million goes into a landfill. And so our conference here at AEO has a little part in making sure that some of that food waste doesn't go into the landfill. And I'll end with this note. again, I noted before, we're working with several local micro enterprises to help us green this conference. Micro enterprises and small businesses are key to helping our society green ourselves because they provide us the products and services to allow us to do that. There is no way we could compost this food waste without a local food waste hauler that would pick that up or a compost facility that would compost it. There's no way that we could print on recycled paper without the small business that was innovative in providing recycled paper. And we all have a job in helping to further promote those micro enterprises providing those products and services. So again, thank you so much, AAO, for being a leader in this regard.